This is the recap of episode 2 of Selena and Yolanda for the Selena fans who don't want to give any kind of platform to Yolanda and you don't want to watch the documentary, but you're still nosy like me. Here we go. I'm grateful that you all have voted me the representative of the group project, and I hope that I give you guys a passing grade. Episode 2 really focuses on the travel back and forth to Monterey and also the alleged relationship with the doctor. Then, of course, they cover the incident in the motel room, but we all know that Yolanda's lying. So this episode starts out with Yolanda's family showing plane tickets from Houston International to Monterey on March 17th, and they're showing that that's proof that Yolanda and Selena continued to work together even after she was allegedly fired on March 9th by Selena's dad, and they say that's further proof that Selena refused to accept Yolanda's resignation. The 3 dates that they give that Yolanda went down to Monterey to work on Selena's design and boutique business is the March 17th, where they say they have the plane ticket, then on March 20th and on March 27th. On March 20th, when she went down, it appears that she drives and she goes without Selena. She said she was scared to go by herself, so she takes her niece. Her niece says that when they were on their way, Yolanda tells her that she is being followed by a blue car, and she's been being followed since February, and she is implying that she thinks it's related to Selena's dad. The niece does say in the documentary that she looked in the rearview mirror and she did see a blue car. Then she goes back on March 27th again to work on the business, and she doesn't go with Selena. She takes her older sister, because again, she says she's scared to go by herself. She's making all these allegations about how her car window has been shot out, her tires have been slashed, and she thinks it's all related to Selena's dad, who is trying to isolate Yolanda away from Selena, the motive being that the clothing business is taking away from Selena's singing career, and the singing career is the dad's bread and butter, whereas he's not involved in the clothing business at all, so he's trying to remove Yolanda from Selena's life. That's what Yolanda believes. So on March 27th, when they go down, they're coming back on March 30th, and it's early in the morning, 8 o'clock, they stop at a Whataburger. The sister stays in the car, Yolanda goes into the Whataburger, she orders her food, she goes to the bathroom. Allegedly, she is jumped in the bathroom by several men. She's so upset, she leaves the food, gets in the car with the sister, says, drive, 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 I was just assaulted. She feels like it's related to Selena's dad. She gets back into the States, she calls Selena, she tells Selena what happened, and she's still defending the position at this point that Selena is telling her, I can't run this business in Monterey without you, I can't do this without you, I have to have you, please don't leave me. And she says, there's a Days Inn in Corpus Christi, meet me there tonight. Selena tells Yolanda this, allegedly. Yolanda then takes her sister home in San Antonio, drives back to Corpus Christi, and Yolanda says that at 8 o'clock that night, Selena comes to the motel, and Chris is waiting out in the truck. Selena comes into the room. Again, it's the whole song and dance of, you can't leave me, I can't do this. Yolanda is saying, I've just been assaulted, I cannot do this anymore, I have to go, take your documents. Yolanda says, here's some of the documents, the other documents are in my truck, the truck's unlocked, get it. Selena says, you know what, I gotta go because Chris is waiting for me, I'm gonna be back in the morning. And Yolanda says, okay, in the morning I have to go to the doctor because I'm so beat up and I'm hurting. So they leave. According to the documentary, Chris reports, Selena's husband, and he has a book out, I haven't read it, but I'm going to. He says that when they're driving away from the motel, Selena looks in the box that was given to her and tells Chris, these are the same documents she's been giving to me, there's nothing here, I'm done with her. Now Yolanda says she did not go to the truck and retrieve the additional documents. So fast forward to 9 o'clock the next morning, which is March 31st, which we know is the day that Selena lost her life. 9 o'clock, she shows up to the motel, and tells Yolanda, let's go to the hospital. So Selena herself takes Yolanda to the hospital for her to get checked out. Now, allegedly during the trial, the nurses from the hospital testify that as Selena sat in the corner of the room watching Yolanda be examined and give her account of what happened, the nurses say that Selena is sitting there shaking her head with her arms crossed in a hostile body language position, which made them believe that that was not the story that Selena had been told prior to bringing Yolanda to the emergency room. So they go back to the motel room. This is around 11:30, and at this time, Yolanda says she's hurting physically. She is so upset that she tells Selena, I cannot work for you anymore. I cannot be around your father. Selena's begging her, and she says, you know what does your family want me to do? Does your family just want me to not be here anymore so that it'll make everything easier? She then holds the pew-pew to her head, and Selena turns around and starts to walk out, which is implied to me that Selena's like, I don't want to see this. I don't want any part of this. Yolanda then says she didn't know how to use a gun. She didn't know what she was doing. She'd never owned one before, and she instinctively reached out towards the door, and that's when it goes off, which we all know is complete BS. Now let's talk about what she says about the doctor. There was a doctor down in Monterey that was supposed to be an investor for Selena's clothing design and boutique business. And the visits down to Monterey allegedly became more frequent, and then Yolanda and Selena started staying at this doctor's house. The doctor was older, kind of like a father figure, and then Yolanda says that she saw Selena kissing and like cuddling up and being intimate with the doctor, and at that point she realized that the doctor was having an affair with Selena, and Yolanda was to keep Selena's secrets. But Yolanda, you know, being the great person that she is, says that she felt torn because Chris was back at home, and there were times when she would have to cover for Selena, who was spending time with the doctor. And that's where a lot of the animosity allegedly built between Selena's dad and Yolanda, is that Selena's dad would be asking Yolanda, where is she? What is she doing? What is she up to? And Yolanda says she was going to protect Selena's secrets at all cost. And that leads us to the embezzling. Yolanda says that the reason she was writing checks out of the Selena Etc., which is the boutique business, not the fan club, the reason she was writing herself checks out of that business account was because Selena told her to. She didn't want her dad to know that she was making these travel arrangements to go down there and see the doctor. Yolanda says Selena told her to write the checks to herself, cash the checks, and then use the cash to make travel and accommodations and plane tickets while they were down in Monterey to see the doctor. The doctor was deposed and testified in the original trial, and at that time he denied everything. He said they were not having an affair, it was just a business relationship. However, the documentary does show a clip in 2012 where the doctor does admit or confess, or his side of the story, we don't know if it's true, that he was having an affair with Selena. The family shows a doctor's secret, a red envelope that they find in storage that they say proves that they were having an affair. It's literally like a kindergartner's Valentine card that anybody could have handwritten, Selena, my dear friend, I love you forever, or something like that. I'll include a screenshot of it. That is not proof to anything to anybody. It wasn't proof to me. Maybe it was to you. Oh, Grandpa could have written that. In the documentary, Yolanda and her family produce a letter that they say Yolanda received while she was in jail. It's written in Spanish, and the return address is from Monterrey, Mexico. And Yolanda says that it is a handwritten confession from the driver of the doctor down in Monterrey, and he just needed to get it off his chest and confess that after all these years, he needed to let Yolanda know that the doctor made him hire people to jump her in a Whataburger bathroom, with the motive being that the doctor needed to get Yolanda away from Selena as well, because Yolanda was a threat to their relationship. Yesterday when I made an episode 1 recap, you guys really appreciated that I was just very matter of fact and to the point. So I'm gonna end this video here, but I am gonna make another video with my own thoughts and interpretations about this. Cause y'all know I be nosy and I got lots of opinions.